So what we're going to talk about here is how to manage a whole lot of data that's coming in as P2 data and retain information that's important from the field, but also retain the original file names, because if you were to have a catastrophic failure, you'd want to be able to go back to your original P2 media. So what I have here is I have one of my project folders, and because I'm dealing with non-time coded media or something that's not tape, I put that stuff in the media folder. And what we have here is we have a separate folder for each P2 card. So for example, we have everything is named by the day it was shoot and what camera it was, and then what reel it was or what card it was. So we have camera A from day 1, but we also have camera A from day 2, and then camera B, camera C. All right, so that information is important, and we want to retain that. So for the purposes of this explanation, I'm going to take the name of this folder here, this 10/08/28, which means it was shot on August 28th, and it's camera A, and it's card number 2, and I'm just going to copy that name. Then I'm going to come over here into the Final Cut here, and I'm going to make a new project. And I am going to, in that project, I'm going to make a new bin, and I'm going to call that my media bin, and all of this media is going to go in there. And so what I'm going to do in there is I'm going to create, I'm going to open that bin, and then I'm going to create another bin, and I'm going to paste in the name of that folder from the Finder. Okay, so that's important information. And then by control clicking here, I'm going to set this to be the logging bin, and that's important because everything I do on this transfer will go into that bin. Now, setting the logging bin is important. You're going to do that with each successive card. You're going to always point each card at its own bin. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come down here to the log and transfer, and this is the real business for log and transfer. Now, some people take and open up each clip in here and they mark it in and out, but we don't have time for that, so we're going to just do the whole clip. And this is where you load your card, and this is the stuff that's currently being transferred, and this is the sort of mystery zone that a lot of people don't deal with, but for the purposes of this project, we're really going to need to understand this section really well. So what we're going to do down here, and just so you know, this is usually done like this. This usually looks like this. So what we're going to do first is we're going to come over here and we're going to add a card, and we're going to dig into our media folder down here, and this is the card that we started, so we're going to hit open on that. Now this card only has 2 clips. They're pretty long clips, and what we're going to do is we're going to eventually hit this button and go in and log transfer them. But before we do that, what we need to do is we need to come down here and we need to say we need a new naming preset. Wow, what's this thing? So what we're going to do is we're going to, it comes up with an untitled, and we're going to call it, you know, our special setup. We'll call it setup one word today. Now, our special setup is going to be very interesting because what we want to do is we want to have a custom name applied to each clip. So we're going to come down here to these little chiclets. Now look at all these different things that you could do. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff in your naming convention. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a custom name, and then we're going to do a counter. I'm going to wiggle that right in there, and then we're going to do the current name. Now, just to make things look nice, I'm going to do a space hyphen space and a space hyphen space. Now, we're only going to have to set this up once, and let's talk about what this is actually going to do. Actually, one last setting we're going to come down here under number of digits. We're going to play it safe. We're going to say 3 digits, so that we have 001. That is, you know, on the off chance that we actually go through 99 clips on a card. Probably not, but let's play it safe. Once we have all that set, we're going to click OK. So once we now that we have that, we're going to come down to our special setup, and look what it does for us. It gives us a place to type the custom name. Now remember that bin name that we copied from the Finder? Finder name goes to bin name. We're going to also paste that into custom setup. Now, here's what our clip is going to be called. It's going to have the date that it was shot. It's going to have the camera letter A, the reel number 2, the counter number, This is the first clip, the second clip, the third clip. And then it also has the original crazy nutty P2 name, which everybody hates, but that's just the way P2 does it. And some really smart guy at Panasonic has a reason for why they're named like that. But all that information is important because it tells us about the date the clip was shot, but it also tells us about where the clip came from, the original data for the clip. So that's what we want to do. Now, once we have all that set up, we come over here, we select these guys, and if I hit Add Selection to Queue, these guys are going to rip through. Now, it doesn't happen quickly. It takes a bit of time. The faster the computer, the faster it happens. But that is the process for logging and transferring our P2 data and getting our own special custom name, which is going to be very useful to us in post. Thanks for watching.